Good morning. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of the messenger this morning. I know, weird that I'm doing a game right before Bean Dive season starts that I haven't started, but I felt like playing this game. It is very much a Jesse game. It is a Metroidvania platformer. If that doesn't scream me, I don't know what does. And it's a really good game. So, as I was saying in the chat, I did play a little bit of this on PC because it's also on PC Gamepass. But we're gonna jump into the Xbox version. Who knew? There we go. Okay. So you are a ninja guy. There's prophecies of stuff that's supposed to happen eventually. And this is much easier to play with a controller. I played it with keyboard last time. So yeah, one of the cool mechanics is like there's a way to just jump infinitely. If you hit something, you can do that. So like chaining your jumps is actually really important. So, there is actually a story here. So yeah, I'm not exactly the best student in this game. And of course, you know, very early in a story, everything just goes to crap. And there was apparently some Western hero who was supposed to save the world. But instead, a demon. When at the last second, we get saved. And yes, the Western hero has saved the day. So now I am the messenger. It makes perfect sense. I got the scroll, and I've been chosen to be the messenger. And I am tasked to carry the scroll across this cursed world. Enter the ninja. Completed the Ninja Village's intro. Level 1, Autumn Hills. So yeah, that stuff is like a currency system for there's a shop later. Enemies do respawn, but they're not terribly difficult for the most part. They've got mostly recognizable patterns from what I remember. Oh no, I can't go any higher. Whatever shall I do? So, the shop. Doesn't look like a shop. Do I look like a shopkeeper? Anyways, so this mystic character who will be mentoring and supporting you on your epic quest to save the world. All you need to do is take the scroll to the top of a faraway mountain where 3 sages from my order will be waiting for you. Your order? Slow down. That was way too much text for one dialogue box. Look, just keep going eastwards and make sure you grab all these time shards you see lying around. I can use them to upgrade your abilities and artifacts. First one is on the house. Enjoy. And we got the climbing claws. So we can now climb stuff. So I did this a lot the first time, and I'm going to do it again because it is actually funny, the chat. So you can talk about the climbing claws. Oh yeah, you can press against walls to climb them and climb at your leisure. Makes sense. The way everything looks, it just felt like I should be able to do that. Yes, that's why John Guyton invented them decades ago. Who's John Guyton? Never mind, just an acknowledgement I needed to get out of the way. I don't get it. Some will. Yes, this is a Metroidvania. But it's not going to appear like that. It's going to appear like a very straightforward platformer for probably all of this stream. Just so you know. Like almost deliberately Ninja Gaiden. Just trust me that it will open up to a Metroidvania eventually. Okay, so what is this place? Seriously though, where are we? Curious are we? In time, you will come to realize that the question is not where, but when. That's it? Listen, I know you're still new to this, but you have to be pretty naive to expect anything other than cryptic information so early in your adventure. Wouldn't you rather go back into the action anyway? Just buy a health upgrade or something and be on your way? Kids these days. Yeah. I'm sorting out roles. I have 10 VIPs to put in, so we're up to about half of them. So a split between some moderators and some VIPs. Any stories to share? Do you have any stories to share? Of course, here's one for you. There once was a servant who didn't know how to read. The day came where his master asked him to read something for her, to which he replied, "I'm sorry, my lady, I can't read." That reply immediately got him fired. So he went out in the streets looking for a tea house to relax and accept the bad news. When he couldn't find any, he reckoned he probably wasn't the only one to wish there was a tea house in his small town, so he opened up his own. It really picked up, so he built many more and became rich in the process. One day, his accountant asked him to review a piece of document, to which he replied he didn't know how to read. The accountant, who couldn't believe his ears, said, "If you became a millionaire without even knowing how to read, just imagine where you would be if you could read." "Oh, I know exactly where I would be," the rich man replied. "I would be a servant." The end. What? I don't see how this applies to my adventure. It doesn't. You asked for a story. More like the long version of When Life Gives You Lemons. Alright, since you don't seem to appreciate me sharing some clever material for your next party, I suggest you move along. So each time you really go, I recommend chatting with him because he is just hilarious. But that's not all. So there's this, and this is fun. I recommend doing this as well. Please don't touch the cabinet. I already told you, the cabinet is off limits. Believe me, you're not ready for what's in there. You think you can just barge into my lap and go through my stuff like you own the place? There's no skeleton in there, I promise. Hey, don't touch. It's empty anyway. Don't make me lock it. Why don't you put that curiosity to good use in the outside world and maybe, I don't know, save humanity? If you touch that again, you'll have to sit through my boring story. I'm warning you, it's boring. It's philosophical. I'll even remove your ability to skip what I'm saying. This is your last warning. You better make sure you have some time ahead of you if you're going to touch that again. You asked for it, didn't say I didn't warn you. And this is the thing, you can't skip the text quickly. You know, it gets pretty lonely out here, so I have a lot of time to think. The one thing that keeps bugging me is the concept of happiness. Everyone seems to be looking for it. Some pretend to have it, but no one can really explain what it is. I think I finally cracked the code, you see. Everyone has goals. Some people are looking for love or acceptance, while others simply hope Devolver will sign their kick-ass game. From my perspective, sitting here at the end of time and being visited by countless travelers, I came to realize something very important. Goals don't make people happy, they defer happiness into the future to when the goal will be achieved. This can only fail because once you reach your goal, you are not the same person you were when you set out to achieve it. And what's more, your mindset is to choose something instead of enjoying what you have. Or chase something, sorry. So there you have it. Happiness is not a goal or a state, it's a system. You optimize your environment and cherry pick the people around you. So that every day you're just stoked to live your own life. And you don't need to defer any joys because you optimize the present moment. Now I don't know whether that was cheesy or insightful or even just annoying. But I need to optimize my own life, and that implies that you stop trying to open my cabinet. So I really hope I bored you to death. No. But we get an achievement for it. Fine, I won't open it. Be lectured on happiness. Okay, back to the game. So yeah, any smooth surface now we can actually climb. The butt. There's no butt to touch. Fair enough. I missed the reference. So yes, this is a Devolver published game. Devolver is known for great content for sure. It's just waiting for them to deliver them to us. Because unfortunately, you know, just doesn't seem to occur always. And yes, we can swim. So the time crystals do have another purpose besides the shop. Instead of lives, this game works on a respawn mechanic, where if you die, this little time monster thing will follow you. And it'll collect time shards from you until it's collected enough. What is enough? I don't know. It's kind of like a mystery mechanic. I never paid attention to how many it actually took. So. But obviously, not dying is better than dying. Because this is your currency and you need upgrades. Or you want to get upgrades. But I have found always visiting the shop is good. He doesn't always have something to kind of give you stuff. I can imagine. As I was saying in the chat, like I've heard some very interesting stuff about it. Like, even of the people, like, I don't care about reviews too much when it comes to gaming. It's not something I pay attention to too much. You know, I prefer to just try it out. But, yeah, no, I know. I knew you were talking about Last of Us, too. But of the game review types that I pay, or like the people I pay attention to, even they are divided on it. And I was interested because of how divisive that was. So, like, I was, you know, curious, is it a you know, was this stupid backlash? And there are people who are like that, but even as I was saying, like, the people I enjoy paying attention to and their opinions and trust to not be that kind of reactionary, we're saying the same things, or like different, but also having like a very mediocre opinion of the game. And I was like, that's surprising. So, yeah, I wanted the ability to attack projectiles. I mean, I'm not a PlayStation person, so like it won't affect me really, but you know, still something I wanted to know. Or just like see what's up with it. So, So, it seems you're one to wander off the beaten path. What was the big green object? Oh, you mean that thing you just smashed instead of collecting? It's a power seal. There are many others like this one, but to be honest, I'm not really sure that's what they do. I can tell you that finding them all is optional, but if you're the kind of adventurer that likes to go for the extra challenge, you'll want to keep an eye out for the hidden rooms. And who knows, it may or may not unlock an overpowered upgrade. Anyway, I'll be in my shop. And as you can see, like, at the end of this path, I can't go down here. Even though that floor looks like it is, possible to do so. Okay. I just realized that I have chat box on, like, always on. See, what I want is, like, chat box to be 2 ways. That's why I added 2 different chat boxes to each of my streams. For the LttP ones, I want permanent chat box. But for Xbox, I just want it to be, like, a little bit, I think. So at the end of each level is like a boss of sorts. Yeah, we're to the boss. Oh yeah, there's the chest. What's with the big mysterious chest? It appeared when you smashed your first power seal. You still need to smash 44 power seals to open it. Let's see, upgrade-wise... we could get the recovery air jump. Why not? That's helpful. Chat. Level boss. Looks like you're almost at the end of this area. Did I forget to mention there is a giant leaf monster guarding the exit? You did. Ha! Look in your face. Don't worry, my dear adventurer. Leaf monsters only come out during a full moon. Oh, is it a full moon right now? Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to. Well, good luck! So yeah, this is a good game. Definitely something a little different. And here we go. Our first boss. The Leaf Monster. Most of the bosses are really just pattern recognition. They're not too bad. Like, nothing's really unfair about them. Forlorn Temple. Yeah, that little thing in the bottom right corner is actually the the guardian that'll protect you. Current area. Forlorn Temple, huh? That's a sad one. How so? Haven't paid much attention during history lessons, have you? Adventurer types rarely do. I get it. So the short of it is, that four-headed monster who would have killed you earlier if that cooler-than-you hero hadn't intervened, that's the Demon King. He brought his armies to the human realm many centuries ago and destroyed their stronghold, forcing them to retreat into hiding. And he's been sitting on their throne ever since. You mean this is all that is left of the human legacy? For what it's worth, I'm sorry. No way! I will go and take down the Demon King right now. You wouldn't be the first to try. Well, I can't just stand by while some evil monster gloats over my people's misery. You are still too weak to consider taking on even his second in command. I'm going. I bet you can't even make it to the entrance without falling into the pit. Watch me. Oh, I will. What do you want to talk about? Any stories to share? Do you have any stories to share? Of course, here's one for you. There once was a princess looking for a suitable husband. She sent an invitation to all neighboring princes, stating that the main trait she was looking for was sensitivity. Contenders came and went, attempting to pass her test. You will be my guest tonight, the princess would explain. All I need you to do is sleep on that pile of mattresses. The next morning, she would ask them how their night was. I had the best sleep of my life, each would reply, confident they approved they didn't fear the dark, or that they could be easy guests. They were all promptly dismissed. One day, an especially sensitive prince reported he couldn't sleep at all. I don't know what was up with that pile of mattresses, he went on. It looked comfortable enough, but when I laid on it, it was like I had a fork stuck in my kidney. They got married the next day. Oh, everybody knows that story. There was a pea underneath the pile so that someone who's extremely sensitive wouldn't be able to sleep. Yes, but have you ever heard of what happened after? Huh? For the first few weeks, everything was amazing. The prince would always complain. Just the guy she asked for. When the soup wasn't too hot, it's the cutlery that was too cold. When the music wasn't too loud, the paintings were uninspired. And when the clothes weren't itchy, the poems were predictable. Until one day, just like that, it dawned on the princess that she was in a toxic relationship. Not only was her husband a drag, she had voluntarily picked him for exactly that reason. It dawned on her, just like that, how this whole love story was nothing more than two people whose dysfunctions matched like puzzle pieces. Incredibly humble by real standards, she realized that she was the only constant in all of her problems, delved into personal growth, then got a divorce. She lived happily ever after. The end. See, wasn't that a great story? Be lootful and multiply. Destroy a big time shard. I don't think we're going to make this jump. Oh, we can make that jump. But we can't make that jump. Off to the catacombs we go. Oh, you scared me. I thought you were an undead. What kind of creature are you? You've never seen a Phobican? Phobican? We're a tribe of builders, technically very hardworking, but every one of us is cursed by a unique fear, which we are named after. Necro. Necro, so you fear the dead and somehow ended up in the catacombs? Ironic, isn't it? I fell while trying to repair the temple ruins above, and was instantly paralyzed by all this morbidity. Anyway, thanks for snapping me out of it. I really should get back to work. Another big time shard. That's the thing. Going for the currency is huge. Upgrades are really nice, for sure. Just to be, like, from a survival perspective. Let's try not to get squished. Oh, by the way, so all of the commands have been transferred over. Oh yes, this is the boss for this level. Unfortunately, that means all the counts have been reset for commands. So all those deaths are gone. Oh no! See, there you go. I got saved. By, them. What happened? I almost died just there. Strictly speaking, you did. Huh? But how? My name's Quarble. Quarble? At your service. I'm the one you never would have met had you any skills. The gist of it is, I have a magic ring that allows me to control space and time. So whenever you're about to die, I will appear to stop everything and teleport you back to the latest checkpoint. Okay, what's the catch? Well, for one, you will still feel agonizing pain every single time. Also, I'm keeping track of your debt in my little notepad. So I'll stick around to steal your loot until either we're even or I'm bored. I mean, I can let you die if you prefer. It seems we have a deal. Glad we see eye to eye. Carry on then. So yes, Quarble. Meet Quarble. I just don't remember what all resets. So yeah, as you can see, all those time shards I'm picking up are going to Quarble. Now he's been satiated, so now I get to keep time shards I find. So yeah, plan is for now, I'm hoping to do the 4 o'clock mystery race. Internet willing. I really want to do the mystery. Mystery is always so much fun. Or, no, not mystery. It's cross keys today. Either way. I want to do it. I want to do the race at 4 p.m. Any stories. I love the stories. They're always like terrible like reworkings of old fairy tales you would know. So yeah, cross keys at 4. So there's the plan. Hopefully. There once was a poor old lady who had nothing in life, save for a small shack and a pear tree. Her name was Madame Misery. Her whole family ate misery, and sometimes there wasn't even enough misery to go around. One day, she was visited by a starving beggar, who asked whether she had any food to spare. She didn't, but her heart was as big as her situation was unfortunate. So she served the beggar a few clumps out of the tasteless broth she had simmering, then invited him to help himself to a few pears. The beggar removed his cloak, revealing himself as a deity. He was disguised as a beggar to see whether there was any kindness left in the world. Touched by Madame Misery's generosity, he offered to grant her a wish. Let me guess, she didn't want anything. It's a moral about living frugally. No, this is good. Let me continue. She mentioned a lot of people were stealing her fruits, which jeopardized her chance to eat every day. Her wish was simple, an enchantment on her pear tree, so that it would trap anyone who stole from it until she decided to free them. The divine visitor granted her wish and took his leave. Time went by, and she scolded many thieves, but soon realized that most of them were starving children. She decided to take it upon herself to feed and educate them, and soon became the pillar of a thriving new generation. Ever happy and generous, Madame Misery got sold that her face looked like an elephant's knee. And then one day, death came for her. Death, following the protocol, inquired about her last request. I would like to eat one last pear from my tree, she said. Would you be kind enough to grab one for me? Death climbed into the tree to grab a pear, getting trapped in the process. The old lady decided to never let death out of the trap, and since then there has been misery in the world. The end. Right? What's the moral? Being selfless justifies being selfish later? Generosity begets misery? I don't know. It's a fairy tale for kids. I just thought the idea of death trapped in a pear tree was interesting. What else do you want to chat about? Nothing. Buy 5 upgrades in the shop. We are moving right along. So yeah, these platforms will actually drop. So how is everybody today on Sunday? Such a fine day. Anything interesting going on? Gaming, I'm hoping. Or relaxing or something. So yeah, I realize this is definitely very Ninja Gaiden-y, but trust me, this game does get... The Metroid and Metroidvania does come. I promise. I just never reached that portion of the game myself either, because playing it on PC just wasn't for me, and I didn't ever want to really play it with, I just never hooked up my controller to it. Yeah, the respawning enemies was the only thing I really didn't like. But I know that's very, like... That's very Ninja Gaiden... like, in a sense. Like, that is very normal for this genre. But yeah, cross keys is at 4 today. That'll be a fun one. If you like to see some pain and suffering and some mind-bending puzzling, then I recommend watching the cross keys race later today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach up there. There we go. Yeah, it's a cross-world entrance key sanity. We go 2 computers for cross keys. Because we have to take notes. It's definitely not a mode that you can just kind of hope to figure out without having a system in place to keep track of what you're doing. So, hopefully, you know, everybody can watch that, because I think it's always a fun one. We just haven't gotten to do a lot of them at, like, hours when the UK crowd can stop by, or the EU crowd. The European crowd can stop by, because they're usually, like, extra late, and since they take so long, I just haven't been able to join them usually in, like, moderately decent hours. So, hopefully, you know, we're hoping for 2 good outcomes today. One, that many of you can make it today for that one, and that my internet holds out for a race in the afternoon. Again, because yesterday it actually worked out pretty nicely. It only went down right after the race ended. We keep getting upgrades. Hope this Phelps. Buy the swim dash upgrade from the shop. Chat. Level boss. I believe you have reached the necromancer's doorstep. Any advice? Very little is known about this villain. Okay, so no advice. Dodging anything that looks like evil magic would be a good start. Wow, great help. Well, I also recommend looking at my inventory for any useful upgrades. I really appreciate all the support. Look, the Necromancer is a newcomer. All we know for now is that he plans on taking over the world with his undead army. All we know? Sorry, I meant I. All I know. I'm totally on my own here. I think the shop, like, all the little talks you can have are my favorite part of this game. And with this army of undead, everyone soon will fear the mighty Roxton. What now? We have a visitor. I don't have time for visitors. Well, he seems to have time for you. Oh great, just when you think you get to play with your evil lab. Do I have to remind you who's in charge here? Now say something threatening, and try not to embarrass us like you did last time. Oh, I've been practicing. Watch this. I'm sorry. The big tough necromancer. It's just a little skeleton. Ahem. Who dares enter my lair? Uh-oh. Is that the messenger? Looks like it. What do we do? Steal the scroll, of course. Good plan. En garde. Face the mighty might of Ruxton the Great. Poor Ruxton, he's kind of weak. I mean, the bosses aren't like super hard. The first boss I really died to is a bit later. I don't think we'll reach him on stream, since we're really just doing more of a little bit of a dive into it. But we will play this one again on stream, I promise. Like, this is definitely a game I would enjoy playing a lot on stream. Dungeon Brawler. Defeat the Necromancer. I yield! Wait, I don't. It's over. This evil thing is clearly not working out for us, no matter how many skulls we slap onto ourselves. Any suggestions, then? I'm listening. I don't know. It's just something else. Like what? Introspection would be a good start. What is all... What has all this brought us, really? I'll be right back. I'm back! Yes, the chair gets so much hype. The chair is a beloved part of the stream. I could say the chair is more beloved than I am right now. There was no chat forever, and then I walk away and there's chat. Hail Cash. No, the only one I really wanted to sponsor was the, you know, as we had joked about the Stream Deck, because everybody seemed to get Stream Decks right after I got mine. Let's see, I can't afford any upgrades. Current area, Bamboo Creek. That must be a sight for sore eyes after your trek in the catacombs. Sure is. Do make the best of it. This place is as close to a day off as you'll get on this adventure. I'll try, I just didn't know something so cheerful existed. I guess that says more about your mindset than about the world. About time shards. He didn't have a story for me. I feel so abandoned. He didn't share a story. I know who really wanted to see this game come to Xbox, because we had talked about it actually a few times. This was one of the ones that Ray was also really interested in. We'd said, oh, this will be really cool. And I was like, well, it's on PC Game Pass. And her reaction was, I don't want to play it on my PC. And I got it. I was just like... But at least it came to it now. Time shard! Massive one! Money! But yeah, I do recommend this game. I know, like, we just started it, but it is actually really good. It controls beautifully. Really smooth game. I'm gonna continue saving shards for now. See if I can get like the extra health or something else first. So if you have Game Pass, play this game. It's really good. If you don't have Game Pass for Xbox, you should get it so you can play games that are this good. I don't know. We're rambling a bit. But yeah, everything so far actually goes really well with this game. Like, it controls exactly how you'd want something like this to work. Like, it definitely, it's not eating the commands at all. Everything is like super fluid. I don't know what to tell people. Like, look, this game is... How much is this game? $15, $20? The cost of a year of Game Pass or whatever. You know, like, you'll get your money's worth on this kind of game. And there's been a bunch of other really, really good games on it. So I don't know what else to tell people. Play good games. Sometimes I even play good games. So when I tell you a game's good, you know, believe me. Was that more convincing? Am I believable yet? Oh, man. Let's get that Kusari jacket. Level boss. So I guess the boss is up next. A boss in Bamboo Creek? That's a good one. Well, with the layout, you know, perfectly centered gate, symmetrical lanterns, no scrolling, I just thought, look, you're perfectly free to hallucinate patterns and try to make sense of them, but I believe I told you this place was like your day off. So, well, would you fight a boss on your day off? Exactly. I don't think I can make that jump. No. But we had nothing better to do but try. Howling Grotto. Oh no, I can't reach far enough and there seems to be these upward currents. Whatever shall I do? The Squirrel Clan invented a way to soar through the skies. Here's a wingsuit. So yes, we have the wingsuit now. Whee! We're a squirrel. I'm a flying squirrel. Thanks for the auto host, Cash, over on Mixer. Wonder why that happened. I thought you said you were cleaning up your list. Ha! I mean, hey, whoever you want to host, I'm not complaining. What's he got today? It's Radio Squid and Octonaut, I think, were the two. I mean, if that's what people want to watch, but, you know. Hey. I can't imagine I'm going to go too much longer. Like, I just wanted to start this one. As I said, my plan is pretty much to do the cross keys at 4, hopefully, today. And, you know, I think that would be a fun race. And then hopefully tonight we'll do the not that anybody will be awake. There's like an open or a casual boots or ambrosia, I forget which. Oh, that was actually a death pit. Oops. Although I know Dopey had said something about today he was going to announce where he's going. I'm still hoping for TikTok. I thought that would have been the perfect spot. Yeah, we had a little death, unfortunately, but it's not too big of a deal in this game, actually. So all that happens when you die in this is this little demon thing called Quarble will come and just take time shards, the currency in the game, until you feed him enough, and then he goes away. So it's not like... it's not super bad. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes he doesn't take that much. How far are you in this now, Reese? Oh, that was not a... Oh, duh, the platform was up there. Yeah, I did, I got quite a bit further on PC Gamepass version. Not like a ton, but definitely further than we are now. I remember at least a particular boss. Man. You're taking it really rough. You gonna make it? I will say, I thought it was coming, like, early this year because, you know, by the way Bean made it sound, I was thinking, like, oh, it's going to be early this year because they're trying to keep events going all the time. So I'm a little surprised it didn't, like, start yet, but, like, I know when it normally starts would be, like, towards the end of this week. So I just was kind of hoping it would start a little early. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a decent likelihood. I haven't heard anything, so don't quote me on it. But I could see it. So, where I'm going with the timing on it, and I know, like, there's a decent chance I'm wrong, but while July 7th is Bean Dive Day, it's almost always a week before and a week after. If you look at, like, normal kind of, like, timelines on it, it's almost always the week before and the week after is being, like, a full Bean Dive period. Like, it's almost a 2-week event with a week before and after the official day. And that's kind of why I'm thinking, like, soon. Like, I could see it being Monday, and I could see it being before the 4th. Just me, but, you know. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's always that whole week thing, or, like, 2-week thing for official. So, not that, I think even last year, like, I took more than the two weeks. Come on. Oops. I don't know. There's nothing else going on TA. Why not? Start it sooner. Right? Beam dive! Because we all just need that beam dive now. We've got so many games. We're just like, please. I've been trying not to start them. I'm not going to do everything. I know that much. I never can hit everything. I eventually grow tired of diving. Like, as I said, I think yesterday, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain has kind of been, like, in the list. But I know, like, the first achievement in that game is just so far out, story-wise, or, like, time-wise, that I just never get to it. So there's definitely ones like that. I mean, we're going for big time. Okay. Oh yeah, this boss. I think I died to this one a few times the first time I got to this. But I'm a little bit smarter and I'm not using a keyboard. Let's just say using a keyboard's a lot harder. Yeah, the coordination required for keyboard fighting, and this keyboarding through platforming is just not as natural. That was the thing. I was doing... I just had some, like, spare time. And I think I was playing this, like, in a spot where I didn't have a controller available. So I was just like, we'll try it. And was definitely having a harder time with it. Like, thanks for destroying my golem. Well, you attacked first. What are you talking about? I've been digging through these caverns for centuries, and you just randomly engaged. No way. No way! You know what? Fair enough. I see how you could have thought I was a threat. I guess my survival instincts kicked in a little too fast. I understand. It's all good. Look, I'm sorry I destroyed your golem, okay? Don't worry about it. I mean it. I'm sorry. It's all right. Honest mistake. So, how do I get out of here? Oh, I'll just the wind for you. Good luck on your quest. Whee! Poor green golem thingy. Quill Shroom Marsh. Yeah, I prefer controller. It was just for that, like, the spot I was in, my only option was that. So, like, I definitely got the crash course in this game without a controller, and it's not impossible, but there's a different level of coordination involved when you don't have that option. Almost finished a Chemco RPG last night. We're finishing up Bonds of the Skies, or whatever it's called. Oops. Yeah, we're down to just, I think, 2 achievements for Bonds of the Skies. I've got to do 1 main story quest left. We're on, like, the last quest for the game, and then we have to find all the crafting ingredients. Which you'd think would be pretty easy, because there's search points for stuff, but it turns out, like, there's a randomness to it. So, like, you go and you search, and sometimes you find what you're looking for, and other times it's like, yeah, no, it's not here. So, like, the guide for it on TA is like, yeah, here's where I found them, but, you know, you might not find any. So you'll have to leave and come back a lot. Oh yeah, this boss is actually like one of the hardest ones. Yeah, the boss of this area is actually the first one that gave me the most trouble. But I'm hoping that's just because playing on PC, as I said, is a lot harder. And not because this boss was genuinely a lot harder than the previous ones. But we'll see. I never found this medal, so this one's a new one. Nice. We got an achievement, and we got the medal. So yeah, I realize this one isn't going to be for everybody, but it is definitely a very refined Ninja Gaiden type game, and it does open up later. This game is a Metroidvania at heart. It just doesn't give that impression for a while. Definitely comes off as a very typical, like, just platformer, action platformer type thing, so. Gotta be a little careful. We're kinda... Oops, we died again. Help me, Quibble. Quarble. Yeah, whatever his fee is very tough to pinpoint. But, you know, you just gotta twitch around and make sure not to get hit too much. Yes, I do have quotes enabled. There's an add quote command, and then you just put the text after it, just like we did for Mixer with the ScottyBot stuff. But I think only mods can. I don't know if that was the same case for Mixer. I believe it was, but in case it wasn't. So yeah, the plan is maybe we'll finish this level and then we'll try to I'll get some lunch and then we'll hopefully be back for the cross keys at 4 o'clock. And hopefully we'll get to 4-0. Because as of last night, we were ranked 7th for the season. It's hilarious. Completely undeserved. We won yesterday's race by like an hour, by the way. It was quite ridiculous. Turned out my opponent last location to the flippers. So to anybody who was watching, the significance of that was that the flippers were at Magic Bat. So usually you get to Magic Bat by hammering the peg next to the blacksmith. So, but when you don't have the hammer, the alternate way would be to mirror from Dark World to that spot. My opponent forgot about mirroring to that spot for a very long time. And thus, and since they didn't do fake flippers at all, because the hammer was at the hobo, so they missed hammer for a while, whereas we kind of routed in Magic Bat with a lot of our Dark World checks at the time. So we were in a very, very good situation. But, you know, you don't always get great situations like that or lucky matchups where things give you, like, better odds for a win. Okay, so this is that boss. This one is really hard. This boss is very... It has a lot of finesse to it. That whip is really freaking annoying. Oh, and yeah, we don't want to get hit by the shrooms. Or by the spores. Because what you can do is if they don't, you can at least get a bunch of shots in like this. But if you get hit by the spore and thus don't... Oh, crud. Then it won't actually give you an opportunity for the hit. And this is why the boss gets hard, is like, it gets into this whippy motion. So you got to get really, really good at the dodge. Wow, I beat that boss first time. I Quill survive. Defeat the Queen of Quills. Whew. Who do you think you are? I'm Quillable. Quillable? This name makes no sense. Why have I never seen you before? I was exiled a long time ago, when I got cursed along with my messenger. That voice, are you... out of here? You bet. See ya, sucker. So the one thing is that there's actually a missable achievement for the beginning of the game. The one missable I am definitely aware of is for killing the Queen of Quills without ever dying. So unfortunately, we didn't do it. Well, we killed Queen of Quills without dying, but we didn't reach that part of the game without ever dying. So, unfortunately, we pay the price of... we didn't get that achievement, but it wasn't too bad. We actually did pretty good there. The rope dart. Grappling hook. You got the rope dart. Press B to throw. Try it on rings, lanterns, walls, and enemies. Chat. There once was a village struggling to figure out who the werewolf was. People kept dying every full moon, and very gorily at that. One day, a brave young couple decided to venture into the woods. He would be the hunter, and she the bait. As one would expect from such a cliched setting, they got separated, and our hunter faced off alone against the beast near a cliff. After 15 minutes of a literal uphill battle, the hunter managed to chop off the werewolf's paw with his axe, just as it was attempting to choke him. The hunter then ran for his life, severed paw still clutched to his throat. By the time he got home, the sun was up, and he found his fiancée bleeding, also badly wounded. The paw on his throat had reverted to its human form, and that moment he noticed it was wearing a ring he had purchased a few days ago. The end. Whoa, that was spooky. It's still looking for a title. Any suggestions? What about The Werewolf Bride? Wow, great idea. Really? No, not really. You put the reveal in the title. Oh wait, we forgot to look at upgrades. I don't think I have enough for anything anyway. So yeah, we got the rope dart. And this is actually as far as I got when I played this on PC. So we are at the same point. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stop here because, you know, we will stream this to completion. It's a good Metroidvania, so I think it'll be a fun one to do over the course of a bunch of streams. As I said, plan for today. We will stream. I'll be back in a few hours. Maybe we'll do a little bit of practice before the race. See how the internet's holding up then. It held up pretty well during this, it looks like. So that's a good sign, at least. But I don't have high hopes that things are fixed. Unfortunately, it's been not good still. We're kind of going through periods where like things work and then things do not. So we'll try to do the cross keys this afternoon. As I said, I really want to do that race. Cross keys is a fun, difficult mode. But thanks everybody for watching, hanging out. As I said, 4 o'clock at the latest we'll be back up, but expect probably around 3, maybe 2:30. We'll see. Depends on how much practice I want to do and whatnot. So until then, as always, if you have suggestions for sprites for today, please let me know. I don't know who I want to use today. Yesterday we were the goose. Honk. Wait. We were the goose yesterday. That was a fun one, but something different would be great. So if you got sprite suggestions, let me know. Until then, bye.